two, two. Yeah. And then I should be getting. Can you just switch on B? Let's. Yeah, two, two. No, I'm not getting. Am I? Two, two. No. Yeah, I am actually. Yeah, I am. And then I'm seeing them here. They're quite low. Yeah, two, two. Yeah. Coming, but yeah, but it's also coming from the other line. Remember, remember we. Yeah.
welcome to the Dragon's Den room. Our first team that's going to be coming up is Amagluglu. Kindly see their intro video that is about to come right now.
I'm Jared Naidu and I'm a defender.
I am Jonathan Easton and I'm a midfielder.
I am Kusel Makambi. I'm a midfielder.
Hi, I'm Oliver Kongolo and I'm a striker.
I am Ofenza Monkwe and I'm the goalkeeper.
I am Gunda Patera. I'm a striker and team captain. And we are Amagluglu.
Amagluglu is the name given to the under-23 South African national football team. This team produced many star players like Siyabanga Nombete and Benny McCarthy. Like Benny McCarthy did, we are in the 18 area doing shibobos and causing havoc. Our strategy of having a diverse team with subject matter experts from strategy and architecture, networks, big data, CVM and border pay is what gives us the edge.
And here is their 7 minutes pitch.
Hi, we are Amagluglu and this is Network for You. So just a little bit of background. Vodacom has invested approximately 15 billion rand in the last 5 years in improving the network coverage, capacity, and latency, so through its capex expenditure. To get our return on investment, we have become innovative in the products and services that we sell on our network. However, more often than not, we do not consider the state of the network with offers we make. This leads us to missing opportunities to maximize on revenue because we do not want to congest the network or our campaigns to end up degrading the customer experience because they might be in areas that do not have enough capacity, which ultimately may lead to poor NPS score and a decline in overall market share. Go next slide. In terms of the opportunity, commercial teams do not have access to near real-time network insights to make commercial decisions that optimally monetize available networks resources. So a big contributor to the network state not being considered when making campaigns is because the process of accessing the network state information is lengthy as it involves multiple network teams. This can be described by Conway's law, which states that architectures of software systems look remarkably similar to the organization's structures. In Vodacom's case, the near real-time network data is predominantly only available to the network teams. Thus, commercial teams do not have a view of the state of the network that is readily available to them to make the informed decisions in the campaigning side of things. In terms of the solution, so Network for You is a platform that provides real-time network data from downstream services to consume and confidently make a network-informed decision to optimally monetize available network resources when providing products and services, thereby increasing the overall revenue and encouraging active days across our Vodacom prepaid base. Vodacom is moving from a telco to a techno. The System of Advantage strategy talks about diversifying and differentiating with digital ecosystems. Network for You can enable commercial teams to readily know our network readiness for advanced 4G, 5G use cases such as the metaverse and cloud gaming, and thus proactively planning on how and where we can essentially offer such services. So in terms of how it will work, just in terms of a example of a use case for Network for You, it would be just for your town. So Network for You can provide a network data-driven solution that optimizes offers that are presented to the customers within a cluster of cell sites in a specific town during these low utilization periods. We'll consider these low utilization periods when it falls below an average threshold value of 40%. This will be aggressively discounted offers that are valid for a minimum period of time in order to get the customer to utilize the available bandwidth. Additionally, using Network for You, we can monitor in near real time the effect of the offers on the network and how the utilization, if the sites are being utilized or not. Move on to the demo.
To demonstrate a customer user journey, although the Network for You service is channel agnostic, we'll be making use of the VodaPay channel. When customers connect to a site that has spare capacity, they'll get an app notification prompting them to look at the unique offer. Once clicked on the notification, customers can view the offer available to them. Because of the Network for You data, we're able to provide customers aggressive offers to increase utilization of the site, such as offering a 10 GB bundle for 10 Rand, strictly valid for 1 hour.
This is a view of the Network for You platform, where, for example, the Just for Your Town owner can proactively find sites within the town where the RAN and transmission utilization is 50% and less at hourly level. Network for You will then identify these sites per town, and the Just for Your Town owner can select per town and get a list of these sites that are eligible for aggressive Just for Your Town offering. For example, this is a subset of sites in Cape Town that fall within this category that's eligible for these offers. Network for You enables us to diversify and differentiate with the digital ecosystem. By being a techco, we want to offer advanced 4G and 5G use cases, such as the metaverse and cloud gaming. Commercial teams can now filter sites with additional network KPIs, such as latency, user download speeds, and packet loss to confirm network readiness to deploy these use cases. A case in point would be Belleville, where these sites are eligible for advanced 5G and 4G use cases.
Network for You is an enabler for services downstream to improve their time to market, optimally monetize available network resources, and encourage innovation in the products and services that we deploy. Using Just for Your Town as a use case, we can increase the revenue by 5% if we assume a 5% increase in the utilization. Next slide. The plan is for our scope, we will integrate with the network database and big data and expose APIs. The budget is for us to budget for cloud services, and we will measure our criteria by reducing the time to market by 50%, increasing site utilization by 10%, and the revenue of the Western region by 10%. Thank you.
That was Amaglugu's pitch. Right now, we're going to give their pitch. Judges, over to you.
Can you hear me? Right, thank you. That was really nice. Just one question. You spoke about 10% or 5% revenue uplift, but you didn't specify how much it would cost to implement this. How much is it going to cost?
The cost, so most of the systems are already live. So what we will be doing is more of leveraging of the systems that are there. The cost that will be involved will probably be more of integration costs, and maybe because we want to have the platform on the cloud, it will then be for your cloud storage and compute services. The actual cost for integration maybe 100,000, and then for cloud services Yeah, we already have the AWS account available, so I think it will be more on a pay-per-use basis.
Question, can you hear me? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm not sure if we needed the microphone. Yeah. Now, question from my side. Well, I like the idea because we are doing something similar on logistics. It's called the real-time reporting, but our purpose is more monitoring the quality of the delivery. So first, do you need also an application to monitor network quality, because you will have real-time data from the network, so you can also detect issues or problems? This is the first question. And second, because we're facing the same topic, you talk about near real time. So what does it mean? You will monitor every 5 minutes, every 3 minutes, every second. So what is your definition of real time?
So we've got different NMSs reporting at different granularities, right? So we're as strong as our weakest kind of NMS. So the lowest granularity we can get is 15 minutes. That's why we refer to near real time.
Just a question about let's assume that we're on the high road. We've got a fabulous system that shows the commercial guys exactly what's available. What's the strategy to make sure that it is used in a way that doesn't damage our reputation and that also fulfills the needs of a community of users beyond just opportunistic users?
Yeah, we mentioned the threshold of 40% utilization, 40% or less. So that gives us cushion as to, regardless of how much the offer is taken up, we still have more capacity for the network to handle that load before it gets to a point where it affects quality of service and subsequently NPS score. And also the actual system is flexible depending on the areas how they are taking up those offers. We can always adjust the threshold.
How's it, guys? Nice pitch. Just a question on the revenue uplift. So if you were to compare this to Just For You, how is it that you arrived at this 5 to 10% uplift?
So the actual 5 to 10 uplift, we calculated the revenue for the last month, and the network usage is based on the last month. So what we did is, for the Western Cape region, there's about 130 million, right? Which is attributed to the current usage. So if we if we uplift the utilization by 10%, we can try and approximate an additional maybe 10% on revenue. That's how we calculated it for now. Yeah.
All right. A quick follow-up question to that. Is, in your view, there a latent demand for further uptake in the areas where there is capacity available?
So from our side, we understand that there is a need to sort of drive areas that are declining in MSI, so market share. So this is a potential way to try and improve that in areas where we're losing against our competitors, and also to drive a need to drive our active days. We understand that there's an average of 15 days. So with driving these hourly bundles to these areas where it's low utilized, we could try and potentially increase that to 16, 17, and 18 days.
Great, guys. Great pitch, and I think absolutely great idea as well. So well done. So it's worth not sleeping. My question is just a clarification question, so that I understand better. So we've got similar products, right, where we do localized offers, etc. I just want to understand the distinction and the absolute difference between what you pitching and our localized offerings, and what makes yours so great. What is different?
So Network for You is more of a platform that will enable, for example, Just For Your town, to not use a shotgun approach, but a sniper approach. By saying that we can go and select
sites that have low utilization and target those ones. So Just for Your Town would be using Network for You to identify those sites to make their offerings. So we do not affect the offers that Just for Your Town makes, but we provide them a view of the network to where they should push their offers.
And at that site level, will the towns have a view of which customers are on the towers in question?
Yeah, it's based on the location of the site, and then the users that are within that coverage area of those sites.
Thank you so much, Amaglugu. You can kindly be excused from the room. Now we're going to give our judges 5 minutes to deliberate on this. Let's give them a round of applause. Well done. You can start the 5 minutes. Thank you so much, judges. Our next team that we're going to be introducing to you, their intro is DGX.
We are innovation revolutionaries intent on breaking the mold, challenging the norm, and going beyond your ABCs and 1-2-3s in problem solving. I'm MC Hammer, the visualization guy.
I'm Ringleader, the boss. I'm Mr. Robot, the architect.
And I'm Face, the visionary.
Hi, I'm Hackerman, the developer.
What innovates us is our different set of skills that allows us to solve problems from all sorts of angles, and that comes from our different backgrounds. Not only are we good at it, but we love it.
We are going to win because we put the client at the forefront. We are going to harness our technology to solve real people problems. This project is going to fundamentally change the way we interact with data. We are going to move SA further together.
Their 7-minute pitch.
We are DigiX, a team of revolutionaries intent on breaking the mold, challenging the norm, and we believe that 3D digital twins, or 3DTs, will revolutionize the way in which Vodacom will manage their assets. But not only that, the world faces a real challenge of information overload, and 3DTs will fundamentally change the way we interact with data. Current base station solutions, though moderately effective, provide us with tons of non-contextualized data. This leads to operators being bombarded with data, leaving them overloaded and resulting in an ineffective decision-making process, as they have to constantly sift through countless bits of data before remedial action can be taken. This causes maintenance strategies that are reactive, resulting in revenue losses due to the inefficiencies and extended base station downtime. Imagine being stuck in a room with thousands of infants each crying at the same time. Nightmare, right? None of them can tell you why they're crying, but it's evident there's a problem. They don't yet have the capability to communicate their problems or how it came about. However, you are the caretaker tasked with calming each one individually. Quite a lot to ingest, right? Too much data with limited context not only hides critical insights, but it also hinders action. If we cannot make decisions effectively on the data we have, then we cannot manage our assets' performance. 3DTs are digital models that mirror the behavior of real-world objects and systems. Imagine you had your own 3DT who could tell you anything you needed to know about your health. Now when you fall sick, your 3DT could not only be able to tell you what's wrong, but also how to cure yourself. Better yet, if 2 weeks prior to getting sick, your 3DT could tell you you need to take an extra dose of vitamin C, maybe you could avoid an entire trip to the doctor. This combination of augmented insights, enhanced interaction, and proactive recommendations results in a more effective decision-making process and improved base station management. 3DTs unlock multiple value streams: increased operational efficiency of Vodacom base stations, new revenue streams from offering 3DTs as a service, a wide range of softer business benefits, differentiation from market competitors, and ultimately, IoT-enabled 3DT solutions form a bridge to the metaverse.
By delivering insightful alarms along with recommended action, the mean time to repair will be drastically cut down. Because operators know exactly what type of tickets to log, and maintenance personnel know what to look out for when arriving at base stations, downtime will be reduced and revenue can be saved. We can't burn our data if our base stations are burning. We forecast that by reducing the downtime by an average of 0.5% by 2028, we will have recovered 907 million rand. With a total upfront investment of 211 million rand, this leads to an ROI of 430%. This impressive ROI is due to the low OPEX costs once the solution is deployed. It is digital after all. According to Gartner, the market value for digital twins as a service will reach $138 billion by 2030. By focusing on the regions where Vodacom already has IoT solutions deployed, there will be a serviceable and obtainable market size of $3 billion in 2028. Once productized, by offering 3DTs as a service, we can achieve a cumulative profit of $13.3 million by 2028, with an ROI of 400% over that period. This assumes a market penetration rate of 0.2%, which might sound quite high, but we truly believe that we can break that market wide open. We've spoken about it, but here is our 3DT prototype. We start off with an eagle-eye view of our entire base station estate, showing us the overall health of the estate, and it allows us to pinpoint base stations that require our immediate attention. Let's check it out. You're met with the 3DT of the base station. An intuitive UI makes navigation easy, even for untrained users. Oh, looks like there's something here. As we zoom in, we're not just told that an error has occurred without any context, but we're given a root cause of the fault, recommended remedial steps, and we're enabled to take immediate action. The true benefit of 3DTs comes into play with preventative maintenance. We'll be proactively alerted to asset degradation, and again, we'll be given a root cause, recommended remedial steps, and the ability to take action to prevent unplanned downtime. Given a dedicated team of 7 to 10 people, rollout of a productized 3DT solution will occur in just under 16 months, with the first project launching in about 6 months' time and the next 3 months allocated to a POV trial period. The remainder of the dedicated 8 months will be spent for productization. Upon successful rollout, 3DTs will possess the potential for hyperscalability across multiple verticals. But now that we've told you all about this project and its amazing potential, we're going to ask for your support. We'll need the tools, talent, and time to make this a success. We need access to enterprise-level tool sets, a dedicated team of people to work on this, and we'll be able to launch the first pilot project in 6 months' time. IoT.next is in a unique position in that we are a partial sister company with both a game development studio and a 3D asset design house. With executive support, a partnership like this will be a perfect match. Lastly, all we can ask is that you match our excitement. This is our project, and we'd love to give you the opportunity to invest. For the low price of your support and commitment, you can have 100% equity in this journey together. T's and C's apply.
Judges will be asking you questions for a period of 7 minutes. We can start the clock.
Guys, thank you very much. Very interesting. A question or clarification. Are you proposing this digital twin only for the base station case study you presented? Or do you think it could be extended to other pieces of the company, like as an example, the warehouse, having a digital twin of old warehouse processes and tools to see where there could be efficiencies, a way of doing things in a better way, or to extract more value?
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. This isn't just for base stations. What we did is to use base stations as a use case example for it, just as a, it hits home and it's easy to, it's a low-hanging fruit. But yes, it can be absolutely deployed across all Vodacom assets, as well as obviously being sold as a service to other parties as well.
Thank you.
How's it, guys? Good to see you. Good pitch. I recognize some faces. I'm a little bit confused around the numbers, mostly because it was not clear about the return relative to the problem we're solving, because you were also mixing the narrative around what you can on-sell as part of your exploration when you said Gartner's digital twin ecosystem is going to reach X number of billions. So can we just be clear in terms of what you are pitching today? What problem are you actually solving for?
No, that's a very fair question. So the problem we're solving for today is for base stations, but the expandability of it as well is that we can resell it as a service to other providers.
A part of the revenue numbers is obviously the cost savings that we can help Vodacom save on mean time of repair and all of that. So it's not just the income that we get as selling the solution, it's also cost saving that we offer our sister companies.
Follow-on question to that. How is this different from what we're doing today?
That's a very good question. So what we are doing to not actually differentiate, but we're providing a single platform to combine what we already have as .next offering. We can combine with what the Vodacom offering has for the 3DTs as well, or the digital twins, which is more a inventory or a asset management type of solution. But we're combining that along with our AI ML capabilities, along with visualization to present this as a single package for the user.
Brilliant, guys. Well done. I really like the visualization part. I love colors. So well done. Great pitch. And I think it's a great opportunity as well, right? So really, really kudos. I just want to understand something, though. Help me understand. Practically, to get this delivered, there's a lot of insights that go into it, right? And I just didn't get that. Or if maybe you can expand, how is it going to work? And how will the AI, ML assist? Or is it going to be infused learning that gives recommendations, etc.? How would it work?
I'm very glad that question was asked. So how we're going to go about it is to almost turn the AI model on its head and look at what we refer to as small data. So we start off with a list of failure modes that any asset can fail in or go into a degraded state. So an aircon's filter is blocked. We start off knowing that an aircon's filter can be blocked, and we map that back into data. So we have the IoT data coming in. We have this model that knows what is the ways in which it can fail. And then what we do is to present that to someone and not just say, or battery over voltage, but to say, yes, the base station's temperature is high. This is why. This is how you can fix it. And here you go. If you want to quickly resolve that, we give that option as well.
And you say the total cost, or total cost to build this, I understand the period, you say you need 6 months to do it, and the total cost to build it and operate it?
So apologies, I did make a small mistake in the presentation. The upfront, the CapEx investment will be 70 million across the first 2 years, and then operational cost or OPEX of 35 million across the period. Over the 5-year period, sorry.
Sorry, why do you see OPEX so high? Because at the end, and I'm obviously oversimplifying, but at the end, the digital twin is a sort of a software which simulates the reality. So once you develop it, then it's simply operation and maintenance. Why do you see the OPEX so high in the time period? Is the load shedding?
That's a good question. So it might seem quite high. The actual digital twin solution itself won't take up too much resources. Where it gets expensive is due to the human resources required for this. It's quite a specialized type of skill set that we required. So I'm not sure if it is correct, but we did include salary bill across that period as well. There's licensing cost for the tools if we want to provide, 3D design tools, the development tools we used. That does start to add up to a cost that is that high.
Thank you. Daryl, you have to negotiate the licenses.
Thanks, gentlemen. Really, really nicely presented. The one thing about the model is it's very reliant on receiving data. You can't do it without lots and lots of data. And one of the challenges we've often seen is that projects get unstuck because of the quality of the data. So what are you going to do to mitigate that risk? Because we know sometimes our data is not so cool, you know?
That's an excellent point. And what is exciting about this is almost how we came to this project. The lack of data quality and consistency in itself gives cause to something that has happened. So if we see that things don't tie up, there's control signals not.
Thank you so much, DGX. Your time is up. You may kindly be excused from the room. We'll now give judges 5 minutes to deliberate and score DGX. Our next intro is from the team Pinpoint. Let's check it out.
Hi, we Pinpoint, and I'm Simon from VBIT in the development space.
Hi, I'm Linda Mukasi, a software engineer from VBIT.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Mabunda from VBIT in the ERP space.
Hi, Maris Onamarwe in Terminals Logistics.
Hi, I'm Sean Smith, also in VBIT, and we're going to win this competition because we're going to save Vodacom so much money. Because of our accurate delivery, we're going to have great customer service, happy customers, and we've got lots of AWS architect skills in this team. Watch this space.
And here is their 7 minutes pitch.
Judges and Exco members, we are Team Pinpoint with a perfect delivery solution for you. Every month, the Terminals Logistics team receives 7,500 returns from our B2C channel. This is a big business challenge, as these returns cost us 1.2 million Rand every month in courier fees. This is on top of the 900,000 Rand we pay couriers for that initial delivery attempt. The two main reasons, bad addresses and contactability of customers after that initial delivery attempt failed. In South Africa, we have customers living in rural areas and informal settlements where the roads don't have names and the homes no numbers. 25% of these result in bad addresses. So we reimagined our delivery journey with a perfect science. Using what 3 words we can now pinpoint the exact customer's location. What 3 words divided the globe into 3 by 3 meter squares and gave each block a name consisting of 3 unique words. This is really the easiest way to communicate and share your location. We no longer have to depend on a forever lost spouse's directions or trying to figure out which is the correct GPS coordinate format, or if we are in Midrand, Noordwijk, or Randjies Park. So, as much fun as it is to think that Mr. Delivery is giving me free food, only to realize 2 bites into my pizza that this was actually my neighbor's, we can now pinpoint the exact delivery location. Consider the example of 42 Ireland Avenue. The home is on a corner with a secondary and pedestrian gate in Ireland Avenue. However, the correct access gate is in Winston Road. So therefore, the correct location for the delivery is Goggles Silk Tickets. We heard from Sito the pressures on our company, and we can help reduce the OPEX and direct expenditure by reducing delivery costs, protect service revenue by ensuring that the correct products get into the hands of our customers willing to spend their money with us, improve the overall customer experience by doing it right the first time. And that's not all. We also reduce the number of calls going into our contact centers on delivery queries and reduce the returns coming back into the warehouse, which creates a lot of work. With this solution, we also support the Vodacom key strategic pillars. Our solution is a platform as a service solution. Build once, deploy many times, using the AWS technologies and what 3 words with pre-built integrations into other platforms. So let's quickly look at a demo.
Our demo is to show the what 3 words journey from an online self-service perspective. The user has already added items to their cart and need to confirm their delivery details. They would continue to check out and would be presented by the previous delivery address details if they previously registered and are authenticated. The user would then choose to use an existing address or add a new address and then would be redirected to the what three words map and also what three words bespoke API, which represents 3 meter by 3 meter squares on the map and supports integration into the most of the modern development frameworks. As you can see in this example, we are starting at VodaWorld. The user would type their normal address, which would pan the map to the general vicinity of that address, which I'm going to do now. Just going to zoom in. User would then need to click the most appropriate square where they would want their delivery to be made. Coming back to the example of a corner stand where there could be an entrance on either street. Like in this example, there's 2 streets and there could be an entrance on this side and that side, or where the building or unit number is not clear to the courier. So we're going to click this block. And you can see that 3 words change to goggle silk tickets. There's the 3 words on the confirmation screen. The 3 words would complement the existing use of normal delivery details to improve the accuracy of delivery. The demo was built on API Gateway, Lambda, and Dynamo.
Here in action. We are asking for 700,000 Rand in CapEx and 350,000 Rand in OpEx to reduce our cost by 6.5 million Rand. More than that, working on an ARPU of 290 Rand per month, we believe 33% of customers will not cancel their orders due to non-deliveries. We therefore see a potential revenue upliftment of 103 million Rand per annum. This is about 0.5% of our consumer postpaid revenue. And what makes it better, we can implement within 3 to 6 months. The solution is also scalable. It does not just speak to terminals, deliveries within South Africa, and it can be rolled out to other Vodacom markets. We can help the fiber teams with the exact locations of connections, and we can also help a field technician navigate to the correct access road for a base station to perform emergency maintenance, even in heavy fog. Because it's much easier to tell Siri, please take me to awestruck dignifying attached, than trying to say minus 28.7. I mean, you get the point. This is Team Pinpoint. Thank you for listening. How will your next parcel be delivered? Examples Animal forgot.
Thank you so much, Team Pinpoint. Kindly please make your way to the stage for the judges' 7 minutes deliberation question and answer round. We can start the time now. Judges, over to you.
Thanks. Great pitch. Just one question, and I think the problem is massive and real, and it's been around for a very long time, right? But in your analysis, right, have you actually done any focus groups with the targeted audience for the use of the system? So have you been to call centers? Have you actually sat down and asked people whether this is easy? Have you tested it yourself? Because, yeah, I've tested, and this is not easy. It's not as clear. There are problems that can manifest when you have multiple languages, right, where people don't necessarily speak English. So have you tested it?
We haven't tested specifically in the market, although we did look at overseas, Europe and the UK, where it's getting rolled out a bit more. But there is an adoption phase that will have to happen.
Rather than a test phase, a focus phase, a check whether the assumptions you're making about the usability in our environment actually hold true. Because that's quite important.
Kindly move to the mic when you're answering, please.
Great, thanks. Great pitch, guys. I think we really area that we need to solve for the business. So I'm grateful you guys are looking at this. I just needed to understand, I might have missed it, the linkage to the revenue uplift. So I get the investment requirements, and then I see the nice, exciting 103 million. How? I missed that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I was sleeping for 2 seconds. Just help me understand that. Thanks.
Cool. Let me take that one. So we're talking about the 290 Rand ARPU per user, focusing on the postpaid base. What we said is a third of our customers would typically cancel their contracts when they don't get their deliveries. We are then saying that 2/3 might go into a different channel to do their upgrade or do their new line. We can say that 1/3 won't cancel their contract, and then what we took is the 290 Rand per month over the contract period, and we attributed that to a revenue uplift.
So it's purely based on the postpaid base, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And then with the assumption of cancellation or not cancellation, because this is an upgrade.
Yes, that's correct.
And then then you took a 30% of that, and that's how you go to the 103.
Yes.
Okay. Assuming they don't go to that other channel to get the same.
True.
So it's okay. There might be some work there, right? Okay. So I got you. Thank you.
Thanks, gentlemen. Just a quick question. We've had things like this before. You know, we've had numbers and we've had GPSs, and a lot of it hasn't worked. What's different with this? Why is it going to work now?
I believe it will work because the platform is already there. We're not inventing anything new. There's already a bit of rollout on there, and the integration side has already been pre-built into many of the e-commerce platforms. So I know we use Magento in some space here. There's connectors for that. There's connectors for Salesforce. So I believe the framework is there. The groundwork is there. It's just getting that, market penetration and getting people used to using something different. Remember, we're not replacing any form of existing addressing. We're complementing and we're supplementing with an additional addressing mechanism.
Similar question, and I appreciated the CapEx and open request to terminals. About that, well, first question, we already have a geolocation system in place, right? What are the differences? Why this will work much better than what we have in place? And this is my first question. Second question, did we consider also the integration cost in terms of CapEx with the other systems? Because it was 700,000, right? So it sounds a bit low compared to the usual bill we received from IT. So, yeah.
So let me take the first one. Cool. Davide, in terms of the first question, what makes it different is it is for those roads that don't have a name, where you can pinpoint your specific location, and that becomes a 3-word location that you can communicate. It's much easier than to communicate that 3 words than a GPS coordinate or a specific pin drop. Pin drops, you sometimes have to wait for your GPS to locate you to a specific area. With this 3x3 meter square, it's always that place. It is fixed. Even when there's no signal, you can pinpoint that specific location. The name remains the same. And I think that's what makes it easier.
I'll maybe grab the question on integration. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of pre-built tools there. We built the integration into the application in a matter of a few hours. What we would do is expose that as a platform from AWS. So that can be rolled out to the other opcos. And the ease of it is it's very easy, it's very simple to integrate it. So we don't believe those systems that are going to be used like online or the app will take a huge amount of development. They'll obviously have to cater for the visually and input on the screen. But from an integration point of view, it's a very simple interface.
How's it, guys? A nice, simple, elegant pitch. I have a question though. In your postpaid base, how many of your customers typically do not have a legitimate normal address?
So what we found is in all of the returns that we get, 25% relate specifically to the bad addresses in these areas.
any more questions, judges? Okay, thank you so much, Pinpoint. You may now leave the stage. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
We'll now give the judges 5 minutes to score Pinpoint. Thank you, judges. We are now going to be hearing an intro pitch from the revolutionaries.
Our breaking news today is about 5 unique and diverse visionaries that has teamed up and is going onto the Nations Cup pitch to revolutionize the terminals device onboarding process at one of South Africa's leading technology company. Let's meet the team.
Hey, I'm Kelly. I love to travel. Tulips are my favorite flowers. I'm an Apple fan, and I'm really, really passionate about designing solutions for anything and everything. Love coming up with ideas.
I'm Idani, and this is a snippet of myself. Let me know if you want to dance.
Charles is a visionary who's constantly driven by desire to know how things work and why they do.
My name is Lamise. I'm the technical strategist in our team. I'm a knowledge seeker, and I believe there is no limit to what humans can do with a little curiosity and a lot of effort.
Isaac Lundell, the developer. I like travel and dancing. I am for scuba.
Seven minutes pitch.
Solution prototype.
The interface is quite straightforward and easy to use. There's a banner at the top of the screen that an OEM information file, device data file can be dropped on. When you release the file, it begins being uploaded into the cloud. Once uploaded, it's processed and inserted into our central database, from which the data will be made available to other business units via the APIs that Kelly mentioned. Once the data has been processed as well, it will be accessible by the person at the bottom of the screen, where, as she said, they'll be able to make edits and make sure that the data is 100%.
Solution prototype.
The interface is quite straightforward and easy to use. There's a banner at the top of the screen that an OEM information file, device data file can be dropped on. When you release the file, it begins being uploaded into the cloud. Once uploaded, it's processed and inserted into our central database, from which the data will be made available to other business units via the APIs that Kelly mentioned. Once the data has been processed as well, it will be accessible by the person at the bottom of the screen, where, as she said, they'll be able to make edits and make sure that the data is 100% correct. But then that will be sent via APIs to other business units.
We have quantified the solution through a cost and benefit analysis over a period of 5 years, beginning with a costing breakdown of 2.8 million rand. This comprises
Apology, judges. Apology, everyone who is actually in the Dragon's Den. We will bring back the team. We will now be bringing on the stage right now Iridium. Let's just see their introduction pitch. The introduction video. Iridium.
Hi, I'm Andre from Team Iridium.
Hi, I'm Delaray and I'm from Team Iridium.
Hi, I'm Ethan, and I'm from Team Iridium.
Hi, I'm Richard from Team Iridium.
Hi, I'm Piet and I'm from Team Iridium.
We are enabling a whole new market and global innovators to build their own IoT solutions. And since we're a team of 5 engineers, if you give us enough pizza and caffeine, we'll build you a flux capacitor.
And here is Team Iridium 7 minutes pitch.
Hi, I'm Andre from Team Iridium.
Hi, I'm Delaray and I'm from Team Iridium.
Hi, I'm Ethan, and I'm from Team Iridium.
Hi, I'm Richard from Team Iridium.
Hi, I'm Piet and I'm from Team Iridium.
We are enabling a whole new market and global innovators to build their own IoT solutions. And since we're a team of 5 engineers, if you give us enough pizza and caffeine, we'll build you a flux capacitor.
I think we're experiencing technical difficulties, so let's just wait, judges.
Hi there, we are Team Iridium. We have Richard, Piet, Delaray, and Ethan from i2.next, and myself, Andre from Vodacom. i2.next needs more revenue to reach its exponential revenue target of approximately $1.5 billion by the financial year 2030. Additionally, i2.next aims to eventually see 1 billion endpoints connected to the platform. According to Gartner, the global cumulative revenue in IT, electronics, hardware, and services from 2022 to 2030 will be a staggering $5.5 trillion. They predict a global revenue of $760 billion for the year 2030 alone, of which $150 billion relate to Vodafone local market regions. We believe that a large portion of that revenue can be accounted for by the SMME market. As of this year, there are 7.9 million registered SMMEs in India alone. The reason we cannot currently service the SMME market is because we are not affordable enough. Hardware and associated integration costs are a massive barrier to entry. Additionally, we cannot scale our delivery and support teams to cater for such a large and diverse market. Therefore, for us to unlock this market, we must reduce the cost of hardware, reduce integration costs, and find an innovative way to scale delivery and support. Here is a high-level .next architecture diagram. Sensors and devices connect to the Raptor gateway to send data to the cloud to be further processed and visualized. Our solution is an alternative gateway specifically to service the SMME market. We built a low-cost industrial IoT gateway, which we call Talon. It cost 500 Rand to prototype, and we intend to sell it for 1,000 Rand. Talon's code is built on the popular open-source Arduino framework. Customers can reuse existing components and integrations, lowering the barrier to entry and granting them access to a large developer pool. Additionally, since they have full control of the device sensor actuator integration, they can develop their own custom edge computing workflows. We provide secure firmware for automatic provisioning and communication with the .next platform. along with an easy-to-use web interface for configuration and self-service. The hardware is certifiable and highly secure. Talon is modular, supporting a wide range of off-the-shelf expansion boards. We also intend to create our own low-cost NB-IoT expansion module to further lower the barrier to entry. Open sourcing the hardware and extensible software helps to build a community-driven ecosystem where customers can share their integrations. Once established, the community can provide free crowdsource support and marketing. To further promote our solution as the de facto standard, we want to partner with educational institutions providing free kits. This allows us to train the market to accept IT.Next and Vodacom as a trusted techo. All of this will allow us new markets as well as bring an annual recurring revenue. As prototypes, we designed and manufactured 4 variants of Talon to service various use cases. Talon, a full-featured gateway with many industrial interfaces. Talon Pico, the minimum required hardware for a secure gateway. Talon Agri, a gateway focused on agricultural interfaces. And Talon DIN, a low-profile gateway for energy meter monitoring. When we refer to Talon, we are referring to the full-feature gateway. Next, we have a demo of Talon, which we built here at Hackathon.
The first demo involves the Talon Agri, which monitors several agricultural variables. It is possible to do this demo in such a short time during the 48-hour hack because of the availability of community libraries and support, as well as our easily configurable firmware. The sensor data from the Talon is relayed to IoT.Next's platform, where it is processed and displayed. We are monitoring temperature, humidity, soil moisture, and light levels. Control actions can then be activated either autonomously through edge processing or remotely from the platform.
The second demo we used a kettle to demonstrate how the Talon is connected to an energy meter using Modbus. On the dashboard we are showing how the kettle is heating up with the use of a temperature sensor. With the air pressure sensor also connected to the Talon, we can predict at what temperature the water in the kettle will boil.
Previously, we showed that Gartner predicts a Vodafone local market revenue of $150 billion in 2030. We have assigned a weighting to each sector based on Talon sector compatibility. The major sectors we have identified for Talon include utilities, healthcare, manufacturing, and smart buildings. We have excluded the automotive and information sectors as we do not believe we can effectively service them. The addressable sector market comprises 14% of Vodafone local market. We predict we can build up to 1% sector market penetration by 2030, resulting in a revenue of $217 million. We have modeled a prediction of annual revenue for 3 years of 2023 to 2030. Our assumptions are as follows. Retail price of Talon will be 1,000 Rand, with a monthly service fee of 100 Rand. We assume that 20% of all Talons sold will be sold with an NB-IoT module at 500 Rand each, and 10% of units will be provided free of charge to educational institutions. Accounting for an annual connected Talon churn of 15% annually, we can feasibly see 2 million Talons connected by 2030. This brings in $189 million revenue in 2030, which is equivalent to approximately 3.4 billion Rand. This is in line with our previously predicted serviceable market revenue. These figures have been sanity checked by IoT.Next's Chief Growth Officer. Now that we have validated the business case, what we would like to do next is launch a minimum viable product, in which we can prove the following: that we can produce and sell Talon to SMMEs at the target price, that we can successfully deploy Talons into the field, and lastly, that we can build a community-driven ecosystem. We would like to deploy 1,000 Talons in 2023, of which 500 should be sold and 500 should be seeded to educational institutions, as well as to recruit a team of 8 people, 5 of which should be technical, 2 should be community building, and 1 to assist with go-to-market. We would like to ask Vodacom to assist in reaching these goals and would require an initial investment of 8 million Rand to achieve this MVP in 2023. Thank you so much for listening to our pitch. We look forward to your questions.
Thank you so much, Uridium. Can you kindly please make your way to the stage for the question and answer session? Please note that when you are answering your questions, move closer to the mic. Judges, over to you.
Guys, I'll go first, seeing as I recognize some of you. Nice pitch. Two questions. What is it that you are looking to solve for in industry with Talon? And how does Talon differ from the Microraptor?
So what we're looking to solve in industry with Talon is the SMME use cases where low-cost devices like temperature sensors for fridge monitoring, humidity monitoring, simple energy metering, where you have a few connected endpoints and you don't need the overhead of a high capex cost from a industrial IoT gateway that has way more compute power, but we don't need that compute power to retrieve and display, visualize, and provide data analytics for. That's the one sector. With regards to how the Talon is different to what we already have, the closest thing that we have at a lower cost gateway than our standard Raptor is Microraptor, which is also a embedded gateway targeted at a low cost. However, it is a closed source device. It is serviced by us at IoT.next. It is closed source. There's a small group of people which manage the firmware for it. So it's not easy to develop a new integration because it has to go through us before we can develop a new integration. And the availability of hardware for such targeted interfaces that are being used over there are scarce with the chip shortage and expensive, coming in at as much as 4,000 to 5,000 Rand per unit, whereas we're targeting a price of about 1,000 Rand a unit.
Guys, I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're selling. And I don't know what you're pitching. So just summarize for us.
Okay, so to summarize, the problem is we cannot penetrate the small, medium, and micro enterprise market. The reason why is because we're not affordable enough to service them. The reason we're not affordable enough is because we target a solution end-to-end from solution design through high-end hardware and service. Rather, we're proposing we make use of the community and develop an enabler to that community, which is this piece of hardware which we've built, which we've passed around over there, which is a low-cost gateway to connect your sensors and actuators to. We are going to develop and have developed most of some secure firmware to go on that device to handle the communication with our platform, which is self-provisioning, so it automatically registers itself, comes up with all of its endpoints connected. All the client needs to do is make use of the open source framework, which is already well known. One of them is Arduino, to write their sensor integrations, which they can make use of hundreds of thousands of integrations which already exist out there in the world. They just copy the code across, make it relevant, and then could write a simple line of code like talon.send temperature, and they just send the temperature value, and then it appears on our platform, and all of that is done easily and in a supportable manner by the community.
Thank you. But so in terms of business model, are we selling to small, medium enterprise the hardware, the connectivity, and also a operation and maintenance service layer, or something different?
Yes, so we're selling the hardware, which we could outsource to a manufacturing partner so they could buy it from a DigiKey, a Mauser, a global partner like that, or a global distribution channel. That is associated with 1,000 Rand for hardware.
Yeah.
Because it's already so low, that is also, depending on how we service it, we could provide a kit where we give you pay for a year's worth of connectivity to our platform, so that's that 100 Rand monthly service fee, but you don't pay for that initial upfront 1,000 Rand hardware. And that cost, which we're estimating per month on average, is about 100 Rand per device, which in terms of connected data points or sensor values is about 20. So 20 temperature sensors you could send up for 100 Rand a month to our platform, and that's all you would be paying in terms of service fees.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, great pitch, guys. And I think I get what you're selling, right? I think I get what you're solving. You're solving an IoT or a company problem of lack of sales of hardware. And you're introducing a solution with the Talon, which is nice and small and slick. Yeah. And then you sell it, right? That's how we should understand it. And then you sell more. So then the hope is to sell more. So I think I grabbed that. Now, what I just need to understand, because the selling more, which is what you're solving for, then making the money, it requires a market and demand. maybe that's where maybe if you can just take the 30 seconds just to enlighten me.
Sure.
What will make people buy, and who are those people, and how you're going to create the appetite? Because I think that's what's missing, for me at least.
Sure. So we actually have quite a few scenarios where within IoT.next we've been approached by companies more on the lower to or medium to small enterprise level, which are looking for a solution. And we can build the solution, and in terms of service fees, we can be competitive. Our OPEX costs are reasonable. However, we've had to turn a few away, or we've not been rejected from a proposal perspective because our upfront costs are simply too high. There is a market. These people are looking to buy these solutions, but we can't break through that barrier to get there.
Maybe that's more my question. What are the use cases? What is that market
Yes.
that you?
So, for argument's sake, fridge monitoring is one example of that. A temperature sensor can cost up about 200 Rand, but we can't put a 5,000 Rand gateway down to service that. So that's just one. And there could be SMMEs which have hundreds of factories which need tens of temperature sensors connected within that factory. So that's a whole bunch of talent installations which can go from that side. And then one other aspect on that note as well is that typically companies will have a engineering representative for how they handle their IT. And the frameworks that we're using are ones which we expect those individuals to be familiar with, to be able to pick up and understand, and be able to make use of the crowdsourced support of the existing Arduino community, as well as the IoT.next Vodacom community that we'll be building alongside that, to produce their own solution without really requiring that much help from us.
Thank you so much, Team Iridium. You may now leave the stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now we're going to give the judges 5 minutes to score Team Iridium. Right now, we are going to go back to Team Revolutionaries. Here is the introduction.
Our breaking news today is about 5 unique and diverse visionaries that has teamed up and is going onto the Nations Cup pitch to revolutionize the terminals device onboarding process at one of South Africa's leading technology company. Let's meet the team.
Hey, I'm Kelly. I love to travel. Tulips are my favorite flowers. I'm an Apple fan, and I'm really, really passionate about designing solutions for anything and everything. Love coming up with ideas.
I'm Idani, and this is a snippet of myself. Let me know if you want to dance.
Charles is a visionary who's constantly driven by desire to know how things work and why they do.
My name is Lamise. I'm the technical strategist in our team. I'm a knowledge seeker, and I believe there is no limit to what humans can do with a little curiosity and a lot of effort.
Isaac Lundell, the developer. I like travel and dancing. I am for scuba.
Here is Team Revolutionary 7 minutes pitch.
Vodacom suffers significant revenue losses due to system inefficiencies and human error. For example, in FY22, we lost 24 million rand in terminals profit over a period of 4 days due to incorrect pricing on Apple devices caused by finger error. We operate in a global business environment, working with more than 30 manufacturers and device vendors. The Vodacom Terminals portfolio team is responsible for onboarding over 600 supplier devices. This team disseminates device information for the purposes of deal creation, forecasting, order placing, distribution of products, and many other processes. Vodacom is by far the biggest distributor of devices and SIM cards across the South African market, with circa 8 million devices and more than 70 million SIM cards distributed per year. The division makes around 11 billion rand per year in turnover, with a device net profit of approximately 340 million rand per annum. The current process of onboarding devices is a manual process consisting of 11 major steps running through approximately 7 divisions, with multiple handovers managed on various documents in various formats. The total process can take up to 7 to 9 days to finalize. This process is fraught with human error, the effects of which are experienced throughout the operations value chain. The resultant effects of this manual process are data integrity and usability, which directly impacts business and trade partners, customers and suppliers, and sales teams in the following way. The inability for stock to leave the warehouse bound for sales channels, which results in potential revenue loss for the business. Also, inability for stores to receive or sell stock, which again leads to loss of revenue and sales. Possible returns for the channel that create costly reverse logistics, and the stop and restart disruption to deal creation process, which impacts launch times and deal cycles. Our research results suggested that end-user impact is equally severe from the following incidents shared: mismatched device colors between system and actual device, mismatched barcodes, often referred to as contaminated stock, which leads to fraud and theft risks in retail, and inconsistent and incomplete data in stock ordering systems. Our device data or information flow is not managed centrally, and each department has their own way of processing data. Processes are not linked, and as a result, data consistency issues are detected at the end of the process. If we were to consider that it takes up to 10 days to get our device data to a supplier, and an additional 10 days where issues are detected, almost a month has gone by, which means the process has to start all over again. Weeks end up passing by before our partners are able to update their own sales catalog. Our solution is a central, digitalized data platform that our suppliers can have direct access to upload their device data. This data is checked for inconsistencies or omissions, and the supplier is alerted to any errors with the option to rectify. After consulting with Ryan Cooper and team, we identified that the platform's purpose is to be the main source of device data known as the master device catalog, which will feed into the current DOPA project and many other systems. Relevant systems connect via API to populate Vodacom's specific information, and from there, data is extracted and used as required down the value streams. Suppliers should be able to upload any supported file format, and the system will automatically structure the data into Vodacom Data Store. Both suppliers and Vodacom teams will have access to extract and manipulate data with specific defined user roles. We foresee risks in the form of supplier and employee adoption, cybersecurity, and budget and capacity constraints around the system integration. And now for a short demo on our solution prototype.
Forward and easy to use. The banner at the top can be clicked to select a file, or when you get the file from your OEM, you can take the file and drag it and drop it onto the banner. When you release the file, the process of uploading it into the cloud where we store it in S3 begins, and then it's picked up off a queue and processed by a Lambda function and put into our central database, from which the data is made available to other business units via APIs accessible over HTTP. The user can also, once the file is uploaded and processed, can view and edit the data in the same database.
We have quantified the solution through a cost and benefit analysis over a period of 5 years, beginning with a costing breakdown of 2.8 million Rand. This comprises of a 2 million Rand once-off cost for implementation and ongoing costs of an average of 800,000 Rand per annum, which assumes a 6% annual increase. Direct benefit to terminals has been quantified to 3.5 million Rand per annum at the back of empirical evidence research done on firms that have since automated their onboarding processes, which yielded a growth of sales between 10 to 15%. We have assumed a conservative 5% to our terminals volumes. Not to leave money on the table, there is an indirect benefit of 171 million Rand through assumed 15% connection efficiencies. Our recommended solution will add value and benefit to the entire value chain, from OEMs to internal teams to partners and our customers. Each person who works with or is dependent on device-specific data will be positively impacted, and this represents a significant portion of our business. Our vision is to have this solution implemented in Vodacom SA, followed by Vodafone Netherlands and Germany, who have indicated that they would like to learn from us. From a strategic perspective, our solution will help us optimize our organization for a future-ready techco by transforming our organization and upskilling our employees on automation. In a world where data has become the next big commodity, we should do everything in our power to ensure accuracy, consistency, and efficiency where this is concerned. Thank you.
Can you kindly please make yourself available to the stage for the question and answer session with the judges? Please, when you answer, make sure that you move closer to the mic. Judges, you have 7 minutes to ask our team your questions. Over to you.
Thanks very much. Great pitch. Hi, Kelly. So I think I just need a little bit of clarification, because you point out that the real issue is all the different ways that people engage with your data and the way in which the data is brought together or uploaded into the various systems. You mentioned the 24 million due to incorrect pricing. What I saw was a demonstration of a file upload, right? That's obviously will be dependent on a publicized or public interface specification. How are you going to guarantee data quality? Because it doesn't matter how you upload the data. If the data is crap, it's crap, right?
Yeah, so through validation, data can be can be automatically flagged for problems. So, for example, if a field in the file is the day of the week and the answer is blue in that field, we can use enumerated validation, for example, and then we can flag that, inform the OEM, and then they can update their file, send us a new one, we can drag it in, and then the same process will correct the errors in the file.
sorry, the sound was being picked up from another mic. My mic wasn't working. Sorry about that.
How's it, guys? Thanks for the pitch. Can you help me clarify, just in terms of your problem statement, what happens today if an OEM provides you with a data file containing a host of new devices? How do you get that into your system to make it available to whomever needs to use it?
So through our research, we understand that at the moment, the information is received via email in an Excel format, Excel spreadsheet, and these teams then receive that and work with these Excel spreadsheets. Either they're manually uploading it into systems, into eBay to get the product codes, etc. So it is all very manual based on either Excel or PowerPoint, and then there's human intervention to upload it, if I can use that word, into systems that are then needed. And obviously then those teams are, working with the data or amending it as they need to for what they need it for, which then starts creating that inconsistency as well.
Just a sorry, thanks for that, and then great pitch. Thanks for sharing the innovation with us. I just want to get clarity on two numbers or just two areas. So you do mention direct uplift of revenue of 3.5 million, I think, monthly or something like that. I just need to understand where that will be coming from. And then you do mention the 171 million, which makes me even more excited, of the indirect uplift. So if you can just, I just want to get clarity on that, and then that's it.
So what we've looked at was empirical evidence that is based off research. So due to inefficient onboarding processes, companies see between 10 to 15% of uptick in terms of their run rate when it comes to volumes when they implement an automated onboarding process, which eliminates a lot of finger errors. So we went with a 5% increment as a conservative approach to our terminals run rate numbers in terms of volumes we achieve. Now, that 5% incremental volumes comes through with a cost of sale as well as revenue that we do. So we assume the same markups that we actually pricing today.
Super. So it's incremental sales. So
Correct.
it's not time to market reduction that then brings your revenue forward.
That 5% actually drills down to that efficiencies, because you cut down your 10 to 15 days of onboarding processes, you go to market quicker. Yeah. And then the indirect benefit is of those 5% incremental volumes, we assume that 15% can actually trickle down to a connection, and then that device can connect to the network. Hence, we see that across all the different payment methods, we see that there is network revenue.
Any more questions, judges?
No, I had the question about the 15% connection efficiency, and you answered about it. Can you deep dive a bit the implementation choices and timeline and cost? So how did you evaluate it and the rationale of it?
So we basically started off with wanting to do a cloud solution because the plan is to roll it out across Africa and Vodafone if possible. We then, when Isaac joined our team, we decided to go with AWS because it's what he knows best. It's also a Vodacom owned system. So that would save us a huge amount of costs. In terms of API, if we do develop our own API, it makes sense that because it's our platform, we give our API to Siebel, SOP, and all other systems so that they can integrate directly. And that would mean the Vodacom teams and suppliers can then have direct access, which is the point. We're trying to take away the manual processes, both ends of the system. Yeah, and then I think that's the main part of the system. Later on, we can look at big data so that we can track more things. The team's previous presentation can also plug into that. But yes, that's what our thinking is. Thank you.
Thank you, team. I think you are done. Judges are done. You may be excused. Well done. Now I'll give the judges 5 minutes to score the team. Okay, we can start. And right now, the last team in the Dragon's Den to come, let us meet the team Vanguard.
Hi, I'm Tebato Mushabi.
Hi, and I'm Martin Kruger.
Hi, I am Tsiki Miesi.
I am Joshua Marks.
And I'm Robert Bressler, and we are Team Vanguard.
If you look up the meaning of Vanguard, it is a group of people leading the way in new developments or ideas.
It is also the foremost part of an advancing army.
Our cellular base stations are under attack by criminals on a daily basis, and they are looking to steal copper and batteries, hot currency in these current load-shedding times. Their crimes cause huge network disruptions and expenses.
With our idea, using advanced data science, we are going to give our law enforcement agencies superpowers to catch the bad guys.
We wish every team great success, and we look forward to seeing you at 2022 Hackathon Nations Cup.
Here is Team Vanguard's secret pitch.
At Vodacom, we live and breathe customer obsession and efficiency. But we have a serious problem, a 5 billion rand problem. Base station theft has a massive impact on our revenue and customer experience. But we, as Team Vanguard, are here to put an end to this crisis. Sito, our MD, said, let's reimagine our problems. So we did. We put our hacking skills to the test to develop a tool that will help combat vandalism. Our beautiful country, South Africa, is gripped by load shedding and crime, forcing Vodacom to invest heavily to keep customers connected. Unfortunately, our base station equipment is highly attractive to criminals. Batteries are being stolen from us at a rapid rate, which accumulates to a staggering 1.8 billion rand over 5 years. Stolen copper calculates to 1.3 billion rand over those 5 years. But now that Vanguard is here, we can finally put a stop to the relentless thefts and make South Africa a better place for our family, our children, our friends, and our customers. We designed a system that uses resources in AWS to help us prevent vandalism at our base stations. We are so excited and wish we could tell you more, but unfortunately, that is all we can share without revealing sensitive information. We are also sad that we missed out on the fun with everyone because we were moved to a separate room with our own security.
In breaking news, police today arrested 15 members of a Vodacom battery theft syndicate, thanks to a new technology developed by Vanguard. A Vodacom law enforcement agency spokesperson issued a stern warning to criminals. Your days are numbered.
By bringing a fresh perspective, we are able to innovate and change the game for Vodacom, who will use this data to enrich the investigations and approach. We believe this will greatly reduce criminal activity against our network, potentially saving us lost revenue due to crime, as well as limit network disruption, improve our availability, and prevent customer NPS detractors. Using our idea, we will make Vodacom network and the world a better place.
Thank you for joining us at the Dragon's Den. Unfortunately, because of the classification of the Vanguards, it is classified as a C4, so we will not be showing you the questions. So we will meet again live in the next 30 minutes.